Are you rolling?
Rolling.
Are you rolling?
I'm rolling.
I'm rolling. Is Ellen rolling? Let's see Ellen roll.
You're blowing our minds, man.
A magician who can perform miracles.
Hold this wallet for just a second.
Is this a
Trust
contract
me.
for Finding Nemo 2?
No.
And all new Ellen starts now.
Like how she dances. She always dances the same. All right, guys. Hey, Rich Ferguson here, and I'm so excited. Some of you have seen me on many shows, and I don't know if you've seen my Ellen DeGeneres clips or not, but I thought I would do a reaction video, and it's been many years. It's been 8-9 years since I was on this particular episode, and I did a few tricks, some of which I might be able to teach you in some form, so comment down below if you want to learn versions of these types of effects. So let's sit back, watch this Ellen clip, watch my reaction to it, because I haven't seen this in some time, and it's also a fun way to share this with my fans, and let's do this. I got my celebratory Ellen mug here with some water because this is so stressful. I'm like reliving this. No, I wasn't stressed. I'll be honest. I was very excited. I've been on a lot of shows. I had been on the Tonight Show several times before this, and this was a big deal because this Ellen, man, it's like Oprah. It's like the biggest thing. It's every magician wants to be on this show. Every entertainer wants to be on this show. But without further ado, let's watch it. Let's talk about some of the tricks and how I got on here and all that fun stuff. Let's do this. So right now, she is dancing and she just popped up on the screen. It popped up Magician Rich Ferguson. Oh, here's more trailers.
No.
So that's an animation trick. This is more, these are little bits of highlights that they showed at commercial times between other shows before Ellen came on. And this is, I'm going to pause this for just a second. This is Ellen's Magic Dance deck of cards, and I've kept this on my shelf of goodies over here, of course, because this is pretty awesome. And I made this from scratch. This is an entire deck of cards, and on the back I drew Ellen dancing, and she's on stage, and she's also doing magic, because that's Ellen's two favorite things, dancing and magic, and also pranks. But the back of these are drawn for an animation trick, and maybe I'll be able to teach you guys a version of this trick, and that'll be fun. So let's move on. I will say that this took me hours to make. Here she is with her magic wand.
How's this for a magic trick? I'm going to make our next guest appear on national television for the very first time from St. Louis Obispo, California. Please welcome magician Rich Ferguson.
St. Louis Obispo. It's San Luis Obispo. She's been here. It's hilarious.
What's going on? I like to be
so by the way, she had seen me perform, asked the producer to have me on the show.
When I go to parties, as
you
know, those kind of magicians go to parties.
So we're talking about magicians at parties and stuff. So you've seen some of my work, wanted me on the show. It was really a lucky thing because I tried for years and it didn't do anything, but then just having her ask.
Deck of cards.
Oh.
So this is really cool.
So the first trick is my the animation trick.
Let me show you what I'm talking about. What I've done is I've taken a deck of cards and I've drawn on the back.
This is such a classic, great trick.
Standing on stage.
But I made it custom. That's the cool part. Even though it's a simple trick, I made it just for her.
So just point to one card.
You're going to look at it?
Yeah, it's okay if I know it. I've seen this trick lots of times since I've been
All right.
I've seen this trick lots of times. It's a great line. And she takes her sweet time. It's like, come on, we're on national TV. Let's hurry this along.
Which one?
I want that one.
Fine, you would pick that one. Great. So we're going to take the ace of clubs out, and we're going to cheat. We're going to put it on the bottom, and I'm going to put it actually right here so you can't switch on me since you're messing with me. Now watch very carefully. When Ellen does a magic trick, she likes to dance. Check this out. Watch. There she goes dancing. Now
cute.
Watch. You take
now
off
the
your
camera
hat,
angles not quite see it in there. So what I'll do is I'll show you it in here at live speed so you guys can appreciate it. And it was ace of clubs.
No.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Here, I'm going to pause this just for a second. So this trick is so epic. It's called Card Tune. It's my friend Dan Harlan's creation, and I made it completely custom for Ellen. So I drew all this by hand. It was straight through, first try. And the way it works is no matter what card a person picks, it always works in the animation. And this is what happened. She picked the ace of clubs. I riffled through the cards, and you can see Ellen clearly dancing on stage, dancing around. She takes off her hat. She reaches inside, she pulls out one card, and lo and behold, it is the ace of clubs that she's selected. That's it, and it could be any card at all. It's such a great classic trick, and I made this just for her.
Exactly how it works, but it's so cool. Now let's just try it again.
So I'm going to do the trick again, which you never do in Magic, but I wanted to prove to people this isn't a forced card. It could be any
One
card.
more time, just point to one card.
Okay.
So she picked the king of...
King? Okay, perfect.
Which interestingly, if she would have picked a diamond of hearts, it's extremely pretty and clear. She happened to pick two that are kind of muddy, and it's hard to explain, but when you draw with markers, those happen to be the two cards that are the worst, but still, whatever. Oh.
Hit the king of spades. That is crazy.
I don't know how you do it.
So many magicians gave me flack for doing this trick. They're like, you're on national TV and you did this trick? I'm like, yes, because I made it special for her. That's what's important.
Man.
That's what I
It's not about magic and how difficult it is. It doesn't matter at all.
Let's take it to the next level.
All right.
Let's take it to the next level.
Okay.
I'm going to do a trick that's really going to blow your mind. And this is going to involve time travel. Because magic and time
This
travel, if you
trick
think about it, very
is
similar. Things vanish
epic.
and disappear
And
all
I
that stuff. So
Yes.
had a
I'm gonna
different
use a deck
trick
of cards to
planned
actually travel
around
through
the
time.
ambitious card
But once
routine.
again, you're going to pick a card.
However, I altered it while being in her studio, completely came up with a whole new script.
4 hearts.
4 hearts. Well,
The time travel thing's great.
In a
Watch
really
this.
interesting way. What I want you to do is just say go.
Go.
Perfect. We'll use that 4 hearts.
Any card, she said 4 hearts, and
gets
it
really
freaking
interesting now
pops out and I
because
catch it.
When you
So
time
cool. I love
travel,
that trick.
You have to have proof. I know
Time
it's weird.
travel.
When you time travel, you have to have proof that you came from another time, right? So here's what I want you to do. Go ahead and sign the card. Fantastic. Watch, Ellen. It goes in about midway. Now watch very carefully. Look. Well, that's called cheating. You can still see it there, but watch. What I've done is I've created a button to start the time machine. Just push on it. Fantastic. What you've done is you've taken us back in time about 15 seconds to when your card was on top. Kind of weird, isn't it? Check this out. Watch. I'll put your card right here on the table. What I want you to do is put your hand on top, secure it just like that. Go ahead and do it. I'll take the next card. It's going to be my favorite card, the Queen of Hearts. Watch. I'll take the Queen. Look. Slow motion. This is where it gets really strange. I'll put it right here. Now watch. There's a side effect to time travel, and that is that some things vanish and reappear in different places. So if this is your card and that's my
What
card,
you couldn't see is the card actually vanished from the table and came back because the angle there. It's too bad.
Yep, that's your card.
It was so pretty.
Amazing. Okay, so now for the hard part. For the hard part, we're going to switch them back.
That's such a funny gag.
I'm kidding. They didn't switch back, actually, but they did switch.
So she has my queen.
That's kind of strange. Take a
Crazy,
look. So
right?
we'll try it like this. I'll give you your card. I'll take mine, and we're going to try this again. We're going to go back in time about 15 seconds. Then we'll make it 30 seconds. Back when I had your card.
With her signature.
And that is a strange.
Are y'all
and you had
seeing
mine.
this as fast as I am?
Take
That's
a look.
crazy.
Take a look. It's going to be really, really strange. Watch this. Hold this wallet for just a second. Just like that. We're going to come back to that in just a moment. We're going to do something that's unbelievable. We're going to back
So it
in
looks like
time
they cut out
over
some of
an
the trick
hour.
because it faded right
Watch
there.
very carefully. I'm gonna
This
put
is a
into the
long
deck.
trick.
Watch.
Basically, she signs a card. We just do a bunch of crazy stuff with it. So I'm putting the card into the middle.
Now, one of the dangers of time travel is that things could get mixed up. So I'm going to shuffle these up. What I want you to do is just say stop.
Stop.
Perfect. Look. That's a mess. What I want you to do is reach over with the other hand and just give the cards a cut. Fantastic. Look. They're in no particular order.
Okay, they're mixed.
Watch.
We've been shuffling them, okay? I try to put myself in the shoes of the spectator to see kind of how this will play out.
You've just taken us back in time over an hour when I was in the green room with a brand new deck of cards. The cards looked a lot like this.
You can't see very clearly.
That's not the
Those
trick.
are
It
all
gets
in
way
brand
weirder.
new deck order.
allowed in
They're
Vegas,
so
are you?
cool.
Sure I am, yeah. But it gets really weird. I was sitting in the green room enjoying watching the show earlier, and a lady knocked on the door, and she looked surprisingly a lot like you. She gave me an envelope. I kid you not, I don't know what's in it, and I told her I would do it, but she said, please give this to Ellen on national TV. I said, okay. I said, so what's this about? She goes, don't worry about it. I'm from the future. This is so strange. Put the wallet right here.
Now the story comes
Put the wallet
together.
right there.
It's nice.
Is this a
Trust
contract
me.
for Finding Nemo 2?
No. Here, I'll do it. Watch.
I wish it was.
Inside of here, a zipper compartment. Inside of a zipper compartment is the envelope she gave me. Inside of there, she said you would understand what it is.
In a sealed envelope. Who was that lady? Wow.
I really like the premise of the time travel and the lady backstage and all that stuff. I love the premise of that because it's a classic card trick, just kind of reframed, again, made specifically for Ellen, which is, I think, why it played so well. That's why the producers picked it. I showed them about a dozen tricks, by the way, and they picked these, so that's kind of how it worked out.
Listen, he's got one more trick for us. Rich, what you got for us?
Okay, now, A lot of magicians make predictions. You've seen lots of magicians do all kinds of predictions. One flaw in the logic is they watch you do something and then they predict something. Well, a prediction should be done before you do anything, right? That's why it's called
Okay, I want to pause
prediction.
this just for a second. Okay, so we're talking about a prediction trick here. And I talk about how magicians do predictions and they have you write something down and all that. It's like, well, if you're going to write something down, that's not a prediction. And I love that logic because if you're really going to do a prediction, I will tell you. Like, you don't need to write something down for me to then go peek. And so I think this is the kind of trick that's really powerful for TV because it's so visual. And this is one I can teach a lot of you because it's a couple things. There's this physical thing that happens with paper, and then there's this mind reading trick, and I could put those two together, but I could teach you each of those separately, and they're very, very powerful. So if you guys want to learn this particular trick, comment down below, and I will put together an entire video on just this type of effect. And one thing I'll also mention, this is a third trick in a row that I've done specifically for Ellen because this trick is using her Ellen book that I happened to I saw laying on her coffee table. So that's the little backstory on that.
I'm going to break the rules in magic. I'm going to give you my prediction right now, and then we're going to do something kind of weird. I'm just going to leave this right here, and you can read it to the audience in a minute. And I noticed this book, so we're just going to use it.
So I'm reading what it
I
says.
have here my business card with a hole in it. And what this allows me to do is let you pick a word. So watch very carefully. If I put it in the book, it lets you clearly pick one word.
Those are really old business cards. Those are from well over 10 years ago.
So what I'm going to do is go through the book like this, and you're just going to tell me where to stop. Well, not there.
Stop.
Okay, perfect. Here's what I want you to do. Come close. Take the little...
And it said not there because it
put
stopped
your
on a
hands
page
over
with like a
the
chapter
hole,
title. There's nothing on it.
Like this. So I can't see. Perfect. Just like this. Let's see your first fingers like this. Just like that. Perfect. And then go up and stop.
So she's covering the hole.
Let me guide you.
She's stopping wherever she wants.
Okay.
You happy?
I think so. I
Perfect.
don't know if I'm on a word.
Well, we'll see. Let's see. You stopped us on. I'll show them. Can you see it? What is it?
The picture?
Picture.
So she stopped
Perfect. So check this out.
on a
Watch.
section of
We're
words
gonna
and
try
said
an experiment.
something, the
You have a
picture,
note.
something.
What's
She
it
picked
say?
picture.
Read it to the audience. Let them see it, maybe.
Inscribed, embedded, and hidden are words awaiting our best or enlightening revelation using magic.
That's a tongue twister, but check this out. Watch very carefully. What we're going to do is go
I made
off
this
of
up very
It
quickly
says the
backstage
prediction
too,
basically
even
is
though I
hidden
kind of
here,
knew roughly the
and
trick I
light
was
is
going to do.
underlined. So if we use the fire and give it a little bit of magic, you can see the letters literally morphing. And as they morph, they change. And it says, Ellen saw picture.
And this is the,
You're a
this is it
freak.
right there. You're a freak. This is the best moment. Right here. This is so good.
Wow!
You can't underestimate this trick. I'm telling you in person. Look at her reaction. She is freaking out. She's looking off camera to her DJ right now. Look at him.
That's
He's freaking out.
craziness.
He didn't even know what to do.
Please come back
I will love to come
so
back.
I can try to figure this out. I want to thank Helen
Awesome.
Hunt, James Marsden, Vin Diesel, Rich Ferguson. I'll see you tomorrow. Be kind to one another. Bye.
And then watch her again. She shakes her head. She freaks out. It's such a great appearance, even though it wasn't my most powerful magic. Because I've done a lot of magic for corporate events and VIP parties. But when it comes to TV, a lot of that stuff, it's kind of high risk and it's not necessarily going to work for TV. So you pick the things you know are going to work no matter what. And so I made these things specifically for Ellen. Her producers loved them, and we had a long meeting about what kind of things to do. So that's kind of how that all came together. I hope you guys love this. I love Ellen. It was so fun being on her show. I've been on a lot of shows. I've been on, I think, the Today Show 13 times now as a guest, not just them showing my clips and stuff. Me as a guest, as a special guest. And being on Ellen was so cool because when I was on that, all of a sudden, anyone that's ever even thought about hiring me is like, oh, you've been on Ellen, no more questions. It's just such a stamp of approval. So Ellen, if you happen to have friends or if you see this, thank you so much. I mean, I've said that before. And that's it, you guys. So I just want to share this with you. In case you haven't seen it, click around my channel. Some of my TV appearances are on there. Some of them aren't because I can't show them. So click on the very bottom playlist. You'll see Rich on TV. Click around my channel for more pranks, tutorials, hacks, all kinds of fun stuff. If you haven't subscribed and you just came across this now, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button to show me some love. That's it, you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow with your daily dose of trickery. Peace.